Yeah, y'all will not believe what just happened, bro. I literally just recorded the whole rest of this video, you feel me? And the sound wasn't on my mic or whatever. So, bro, I'm not finna react to this whole thing again. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Y'all could just watch the original video for that because that's pretty annoying, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I just had finished it and the whole thing was muted, bro. So I'm gonna just skim through certain parts of this because I do want the final part to come out since I did the other four. So I'm not gonna just completely forget about it. But I'm not about to watch the whole thing over. I'm gonna just go to the most important parts and then whatever was in between that y'all can just watch on the original video if y'all want to, bro. Cause yeah, that's annoying, bro. Like, but I'm gonna give like details on it too. And like I said, it's a reaction video, so it's like me watching it now is not even gonna be a real reaction because I had already watched it. You feel me? But so that's why I'm gonna just touch on certain parts. You feel me? And just yeah, I'm gonna just record it and post it then, cause that's pretty annoying, bro. But and laptop was dying. This John probably gonna die again. Like the battery keep draining. But we finna just get in this, bro. Let me know what y'all think, man, in the comments below. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna skim through it. But so with this part, as y'all can see, this is just about killing a civilian. You know, they killed a civilian, so not too much with that for real. R.I.P. him to Billy from Quiet Money. You feel me? He had passed after that. But yeah, I'm gonna skip past some of this. You feel me? 15-year-old boy was arrested for matching the description of the shooter who was seen running from the scene. However, the team was so that's just once again about the civilian. They picked somebody up, some 15-year-old that probably could look like T.Roy because he was so short. You feel me? Like real killer midget. We're gonna skim some more, bruh. These are just tweets. Like y'all seen them in probably other videos. Let's see what we on next. So yeah, they how 051 had killed LA and then they got get back for that. And killed Lil Mark. So this is kind of an important part, so I'll stay on this, I guess. But bruh, I'm telling you, that's really annoying. I recorded like a 50-minute video, bro. It was almost an hour, 55 minutes, and my mic really was not on, bro. Like, I don't know how it wasn't. Mm-hmm. That is crazy how he got shot in the same leg. Mm-hmm. They all snitched on each other too, all three of them. Yeah, LA was the huge loss, bro. Huge loss. So yeah, RIP LA. We're gonna skip some more now, you feel me? Skip through all that. Like I said, Bryant. So yeah, he killed another civilian, you know what I mean? 67-year-old Billy. So once again, this ain't too important details, you know. Just innocent killing, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to skip through that. Skip through all that. These are just like extra details anyways, you know what I mean? But these are like, so he had 2 innocent bodies and then 6 bodies on like actual ops, you know what I mean? This is when Pluto died, you feel me, 2013. R.I.P. Pluto. Um, yeah, this ain't too important. This was like that whole oblock and no limit beef thing about to happen, but it never really happened. And then you had versus like Chief Keef stuff, the Glow Gang and all that. You know, there was little shootings, but that was nothing too crazy. So I'm gonna skip that. I'm just like feel me, go to the certain details. Like I said, it's annoying I have to do this, but I can't watch the whole thing over, bro. And it's not even a real reaction, so I just gotta like do it a different way. You feel me? Like I can't believe that really happened, man. We're gonna skip all that. Alright. I think we
This arrest was mostly about
Nah, that's
after
not
his
it.
arrest
So
and was
they
released.
talking about they about to get back for L.A. Capone and J Money and all that.
More than a year in prison for a gun charge. Now both of the oblock top killers were out in the free world again,
So yeah, they
and it
back
would make
now.
2014 a very scary year
2014.
for their enemies. Neither King Von nor T.Roy had really had the chance to take revenge for the murders of J Money and L.A. Capone. In 2014 it would come. STL and Jardo were actually scared when King Von and T.Roy came out of jail. Members from that side even referred to King Von as a serial killer, and some people even stayed in the house once both of them were out.
Yeah, they was
They
shook
knew
at
that they
him,
were
no
both
cap.
looking for revenge
They
and
was
what a
putting fears in
reputation
the
they
ops
had.
art.
With
For real,
already
for
having
real.
multiple bodies
You know what I
each,
mean?
both on STL and Jarro City, people knew that neither T.Roy nor King Von would back down. They would go crazy and put the pressure back on STL, Jarro and 051 Young Money. Once they were released, Boss Top tweeted, "I got my youngins back. I dare someone to get out their body." The only person who really held it down for STL/EBT, and can even be compared to T.Roy and King Von, was Lil B. However, Lil B was killed by police in late March after pulling a gun on them.
Yeah, R.I.P. Lil B. He was definitely putting in work. Top member from STL EBT in history. He definitely put in the most work. 100%. Alright, we're gonna skip some of this once again, bro. You know what I mean? I'm
Rapping,
not
but
finna
also
go
in the
through all that.
streets. It was the best revenge they could really get for L.A. Capone.
So yeah, then they killed
On
Lil
March
Mark.
25th,
You know what I mean? This
2014,
pretty crazy.
just 3 days before Lil Mark was shot to death, Lil Mark released his most famous and acclaimed song, No Competition, which is a remix of Lil Durk's song Competition.
This they talking about when he dissed all
Maurice.
them. I
Mark's
could skip a
remix
little
of
bit
the
of that.
song was an even more disrespectful song, in which he mocked several deceased members from 6 Baldy, Triggs, killed. It was no coincidence that he was killed 3 days after the song was released, though. Lil Mark was not only a rapper, he was one of 051's top members and was rumored to have killed Stefan from Welch World in 2006.
So I found that crazy. He caught a body when he was 12, bro. He wasn't even a teenager yet. You know what I
He
mean?
was
So
only
that's pretty
12 years
crazy.
old. The song that Lil Mark released got a lot of attention in Chicago, and many got angry, and he made himself a big target. Because neither 600, oblock nor T, who were also on top of the list for
Yeah,
the BDs, Lil Mark became their highest priority instead. A rapper for a rapper, or as Lil Durk said in the
that
song
makes sense. Under LA for Lil Mark,
Vulture, if we cannot find
definitely
you, we gon' kill your
they
artist.
most impressive rappers.
On March 28, 2014, Lil Mark would tragically suffer the same fate as his brother Tuka, be shot and killed at a bus stop. The question is why Lil Mark was standing there that day, because 2 days before he was close to getting caught at the exact same bus stop, by basically the same people who would catch him exactly 2 days later. That day,
Yeah, that
Lil
made
Mark
no sense,
escaped
bro. I don't know why he
Miami's
did
rip
that.
after
You
King
know what I
Von
mean?
from a block to a
Yeah,
bedroom from THF
that's just that
46
was stupid
almost
for
put him
real.
away for
R.I.P.
good.
him. Then
2 days later, Lil Mark sadly did not have the same luck. As I said, 2 days later they sadly caught Lil Mark for real. Mark was standing at a bus stop at
I'm not even
1:27
trying to have my
p.m.
laptop
on the
die
300
again
block
either.
of East 51st Street. Some members of Lexville spotted Lil Mark at the bus stop
It's
and gave
crazy how they
THF
really just got
46
him
the
though, like,
location.
and he really died the same way as
THF
his brother,
46,
man.
who was already in
This stuff be
traffic with
wicked for real.
members
I'm not
from
gonna
Folly
lie.
Boys, 600 and O
Trying
Block,
to be wicked as
immediately
hell.
got on it and drove to the
But that's the
location and
streets for you,
spotted
feel
him.
me? That's what happens
The
if you in
people
the
who were in
streets.
the car were
For any
allegedly
nigga that's
Delilah
trying to
from
be tough out there.
THF 46, D-Rose from 600,
But
Five
sometimes you
Star
just don't
from
got no
Folly
choice, I
Boys,
guess.
and T.Roy and King Bun from
You
a
gotta
block.
play it smart.
They pulled up next to the bus stop and Twill allegedly jumped out at the minivan and started shooting at Lil Mark, with the gun equipped with extended mags. Meanwhile, King Von and D-Rose allegedly shot from inside the silver minivan. Lil Mark started running immediately as the van pulled up. The first couple of shots shattered the glass at the bus stop, but the other shots hit Lil Mark in the head. They then sped away from the scene and fled north and then west. The minivan, which actually belonged to D-Rose, was later found in flames about 6:30 p.m. in the 3700 block of South Ellis Avenue. Several shell casings from different guns were recovered on the scene. said he saw one man jumping out of the van and began firing shots at the man who stood at the bus stop.
Damn. Yeah, RIP. That's crazy, man. Okay, we're gonna skip some more of this now, bro, because like I said, we don't get too important. You feel me? Like I said, bro, I did the whole joint.
Just hours after the murder, T.Roy tweeted, "I'm going in. Ain't gotta ask."
So yeah, that's just more self-snitching about when they killed Lil Mark and all that. A whole bunch of self-snitching, of course.
Bus. See how.
Yeah, a whole bunch of self-snitching.
One of STL's
Then this is when Lil B died. You know what I mean? He got killed by the cops. 12. You feel me? They killed Lil B.
Before he was killed. Just over a week later, Chief Keef's cousin Blood Money from Front Street was killed.
Yeah, so these bodies was back to back. Lil B from the cops, then Blood Money, then KI. You feel me? Back to back. Real quick.
Was rumored to be one of the alleged shooters, which FBG later confirmed after her death.
And I think Blood Money was a GD if I'm not mistaken, but he just was like Chief Keef's cousin and all that. He like was with them and stuff.
She was angry and was ready to catch another body, whether it was someone from T.Y and B, oblock, 600, or even a police officer.
Damn, I joined
she really
10,
did not
boy.
care. It all ended up with her, scrapping Bebe from mob catching Blood Money. Just 2 days after the murder of Blood Money, one of his alleged killers, Jakira, was killed. I have previously mentioned that T.Roy was in the car, and maybe even shot Jack Ryan during the hit. However, after the police report came out where King Von was mentioned as the sole shooter, I doubt that T.Roy was actually there.
Yeah, King Von pretty much got her alone, bro. You know what I mean? He been wanted her, he got her, you know.
It was not the reason that T.Roy was supposedly locked up, because he was not. He turned himself in an hour or so after the murder. He may still have been present in the car with Boss Money and Big A. However, it is difficult to know. Regardless, I've already told you about.
Yeah, so this was already covered, bro. Like,
I was even the first to put out the story.
you know what I mean? He already talked about that. King Von killed KI. Police killed Lil B. You know what I mean? They talking about that. KI's blood was on that steps right there. This is more dissing of her. You know what I mean?
Some also believe that he turned himself in for some reason.
So that's when he got arrested and all that. The Chief Keef beef and all that stuff. Kappa and all them. We're gonna skip none of this is that important to the story. July 2014, he almost got killed by a freaky from Brick Squad. Try to get King Von out, you know what I mean?
So that's, people in an attempt to get Bond money to get out his best friend. He really showed his loyalty to Von. You could not separate them. It did not happen much more the rest of 2014, and we are now actually starting to come towards the end of the story. Next year.
Yeah, so a lot of this was almost fillerish anyways throughout that part. But it was just more details, you know, for the story.
Along with a couple of other charges. This time T.Roy had to serve some real time in jail for the first time. He was not actually released until over a year later at the end of July 2016. Once T.Roy came out, many were very desperate to get rid of him for good, and many shorties who had been afraid of him before now took on the task of killing him themselves. When T.Roy was locked up, many shorties such as TB, Twad, Poppy, and other Taekwondo World shorties were put in a lot of work. So when T.Roy came out, they were really looking for him. However, FBG Duck actually took the risk himself and tried to pop T.Roy when he shot him in his hand, and at that point Duck was famous and successful. It shows how much they want to get rid of T.Roy. During T.Roy's last months alive, he was almost exactly the same T.Roy as in 2014. He did not catch any bodies and was not lurking as much anymore. However, he was still in that and was involved in shootings. However, I think T.Roy knew his time was coming. Damn near every member from the other side was out to get
Some
him.
people definitely do be known for, they could feel it like, you know, their time probably coming up.
T.Roy had also formed a family around this time, which meant that he spent more time with them than on the street.
So yeah, that was that part. We're gonna skip that once again.
T.Roy was walking in
So this is when he died.
71st Street in the
So, I mean,
South
this
Shore
is T-Roy's
area,
death
allegedly
date.
looking for
Valentine's Day.
Several pictures of him standing on the exact street and especially outside a sports shop on that street. That day, T.Roy was out by himself looking for TB and decided to go to the street where he had seen pictures of DB to see if he was there. It is then rumored to have been Brick from STL/EBT.
All of them is dead too in this story, like at this part, except for 2 times. That's the only person not dead.
Because Brick, just like DB, lived in Paxtown around that time. When TB got the call, he picked up 2 times and can't get right and went to the location. But T.Roy, who was on full alert since he was lurking, spotted them and upped his gun on them and tried to chase them down. DB and the others ran and got away and went to their apartment, grabbed guns and dressed up completely black.
They slid back. It was weird how they got him, like, and then he shot him 1 time in the chest.
Can't get right one inside the store. On the surveillance footage, you can even see T.Roy standing next to Can't Get Right on TV. Second later, DB upped his gun and shot T.Roy once in the chest. Both DB and CGR rushed out of the store and fled the scene. The police knew exactly who it was who shot T.Roy due to surveillance footage and witnesses.
So yeah, they just talking more about who done it now. But yeah, it was TB, obviously. It's on camera.
Called DB, who came with CGR 2 times. T.Roy spotted them and tried to chase them down. They got away and went back to their apartment. Shot wound to the chest.
Yeah, he shot him in the chest, you know what I mean? RIP all of them, bro. Tragic how that happened. Vaughn and T.Roy, bro. Flow on them, Stretch Gang, how many ops, you wouldn't believe it. They killed around 20 altogether. They said J Money had like 3 bodies, HK had like 3. Vaughn and T.Roy had both had like 7. So yeah, that's like 20 right there, bro. Or T.Roy had 8, but he killed 2 civilians. Hey, that's after T.Roy died though, man. RIP for sure. Taekwondo put in the best work. They did kill T.Roy and Melly, top members from their block. You feel me? T.Roy top 2 or top from oblock, and then Melly top from 051. It's crazy. But yeah, they got dusted after this. But yeah, TB. That's Duck when he was talking about it. Incident. We're gonna skip some more. That's when Vaughn, y'all probably seen that video before, so I could probably skip that for real. He just talking about how, you know, T.Roy was really like that, so it was crazy that how he got killed. But it's like, you know, anybody could get killed, man. At the end of the day, it was just unexpected. But you know, R.I.P. Vaughn, T.Roy, Lil B, TB, Brick, Duck, like all of them, bro. R.I.P. all of them for real. Okay, skip this joint.
Damn, what the fuck? Roy got the he the one taught me like don't be lacking.
See how he's saying like how he taught him and stuff like that.
He always been child, you know what I'm saying? Me and him, we back to back with my boy, you know what I'm saying? Post got shot, I said, hold on. I said, the streets, hold on. Who got shot? Who? Now my he a gangster. He got shot before. He a gangster.
Anybody could get got, man.
Folks ain't make it on phone mouth. I play it out, you know me, you know, you gotta play it out. You in jail, so all type of goofy ass niggas around, you know, these niggas thirsty, these niggas. All of your business on King David, I walk it out, I walk it out. That's it, you know. Now my homie from out west,
but yeah, that's you talking about the incident in jail after you.
Grown ass nigga. Oh, hold on. That bitch getting that. Who the fuck is y'all? I'm in that bitch mad on. Oh yeah, I'm in that bitch getting that. Nah, my best friend, you know what I'm saying? I'm in that bitch getting that. If he get got, there ain't a lot of hope for a lot of niggas, cause he be.
For real, that's what it.
Y'all know how folks see his man. Niggas know T.Roy.
But that's how it goes, man.
Let me see what. The guys know the guys is looking like, ooh, this nigga preaching on. Oh, don't trip, you know.
After the murder of T.Roy, Oblock adopted the nickname Get Back Gang. The rest is history.
But yeah, y'all, that's the end of the video, man. Very good story. Once again, I apologize for having to skip through a lot of that because, like I said, I had previously recorded the video and I didn't feel like watching the whole thing again. You know what I mean? So I just try to skip to the most important parts. But yeah, I'm for sure catch y'all on the next video, man. Let me know what y'all think about this. This is the end of the story. You know what I mean? R.I.P. T.Roy and all involved from each side. You know what I mean? It's a shame how it came like that. You know how things played out. Given a different environment, obviously it would have been different with them. But that's just what it is, bro. You know what I mean? But yeah, R.I.P. all of them, and make sure y'all have a positive day. You feel me? A positive rest of y'all day. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video for sure.